With every new season in the Division 2, we get new weapons and gear to test out, to make new builds, to enjoy the game in a different playstyle. And I think this season, we're gonna have something special to use because finally, we have a new brand set that is probably the most powerful brand set that I've seen in a long time. And what's great about this set is that every single attribute from the brand set is viable and usable and actually worth using. And the build we're about to break down and the one you see on screen is actually using two pieces of that brand set, and we are mix matching a bunch of pieces to create something that I'm really enjoying. And for the first time, I will say, since the Strega assault rifle was released, I am actually using it again because we were able to increase the magazine size on it. And that's all possible because of the brand set. A big reason why we don't use the Strega is because of the 40 round magazine size. But what if you could have one that has 60 rounds? Well, we just did that and we increased the damage and rate of fire. So let's get into the build and show you how I have this set up. So we are using the Strega assault rifle, and if you notice on here, we have 870 RPM, 60 round mag, 147,000 damage. We do have 20 expertise on here, so we're getting an additional 20% weapon damage. We have assault rifle, health damage, and damage to targets out of cover, the three attributes you want. Now the exotic talent on the Strega is Unnerved. Killing an enemy will apply a mark on every enemy within 20 meters of it. Multiple marks can be applied to the same enemy. Max number of marks that can be applied to an enemy is 5. All marks on an enemy will disappear 10 seconds after the last mark is applied. You deal 15% amplified damage per mark to mark enemies. Now the mods on this are 5% critical hit damage, 20 rounds, 10% weapon handling, and 5% critical hit chance. Now for my secondary, I am using the Stack Broker. This is just an ACS, a name one that has a higher rate of fire. You can actually get this one right now. Just got to go to your stash, go to grants, and it should be there. If you're watching this video later on and you don't have this one, just put an ACS. But yeah, the Stack Broker should be the one you're going for. It has shotgun damage, damage to armor, and damage to targets out of cover. Now the talent, we are going to be going in Preservation. Since this is just used to stack striker stacks on my build very fast, I like using Preservation. That's going to give you some survivability, and is definitely something I would recommend if you guys don't have it. So for the first piece of gear that we're going to be talking about is the NINJABIKE messenger bag. Most of you guys know I'm a big Memento fan with solo builds, but with this build, we really do need to use the NINJABIKE messenger bag because it allows us to unlock other stats from gear pieces and brand sets. Now, the great thing about this, it does have a red core, blue core, and yellow core, but it has a talent called Resourceful. And what that's going to do is going to allow us to unlock the green gear sets extra bonuses or the brand set extra bonuses, even without having to run a 3-piece brand set or a 4-piece gear set. Most of you guys might have noticed we are running the striker set. Well, we only have 3-piece striker, but we are unlocking the 4-piece because of the NINJABIKE. We get that 2-piece bonus of 15% weapon handling, 15% rate of fire from the 3-piece, plus we get striker's gamble, which is weapon hits increase total weapon damage by 0.65%, stacking up 100 times. And our first piece of striker is going to be on the mask. We have armor on here, critical hit damage, and a critical hit damage mod. Our second piece of striker is going to be on the gloves, and this is going to have armor and critical hit chance. For our third and final piece of strikers, we're going to have the knee pads with armor and critical hit chance. For the chest piece, we're running the new brand set, the unit alloys, and we are going to be unlocking the 3-piece because of the NINJABIKE. That means we're going to be getting 5% rate of fire, 20% assault rifle damage, and 50% magazine size. That's why we're able to have 60 rounds in the Strega. Now, this is the name chest piece, the equalizer, and the reason why we're running this, it comes with a new talent called Perfect Obliterate. Critical hits increase total weapon damage by 1% for 10 seconds. Now, this stacks up to 24 times, so we can have 24% extra weapon damage on our build. For the stats, we're running weapon damage, critical hit chance, and a critical hit chance mod. For our second piece of unit alloys, we're going to be running the Salvo holster, which is a name holster, and the reason why we went with this because it comes with a perfect attribute of 5% rate of fire. It also has weapon damage on there, critical chance, because those are rolls I want, but the 5% rate of fire is going to allow us to stack up to 10% rate of fire on this build, which takes a weapon like the Strega, which already hits really hard, gives a bigger magazine, and then adds more assault rifle damage and rate of fire. It's just a recipe for success. And what if I told you because of the global modifier this season, you could gain an additional 30% weapon damage? Well, take a look at this. If you look at something that says passive recoup bonuses, it says while the global modifier is active, Recruited companions grant passive bonuses, even while no companion is spawned. These bonuses are doubled when the player has no active companion. So it says you get 1.5% weapon damage each, and you can have 10 out of 10, which means with the companion, you can have 15% weapon damage, but remember, it's doubled if you don't. So as long as you don't have an active modifier, that's 30% extra weapon damage. The same with the medic recruits. If you have up to 10 recruits, you could have 20% hazard protection, but that doubles to 40% hazard protection. And the same thing with the engineer. So for this build, we won't have an active modifier, so we will be gaining 30% extra weapon damage on the build itself. So to make sure you have no companion, click on your active modifiers and make sure nothing is checked. And then when you back out, you should see an empty circle. And that means you will be able to double up that weapon damage on the build. A quick look at my stats, you'll see we're sitting at 51% crit chance, 86% crit damage, 75% headshot damage. We do have 10% damage targets out of cover on the build, plus 21% health damage. For the skills, you can run whatever you want. I have the Crusader Shield and a Reviver Hive. For the specialization, I am running the Gunner class, but again, you guys can decide whatever you guys want to run there. Here's a full screenshot for you guys with the Strega. Remember, if you guys don't have the Strega, you guys want to use the Lexington would work great here too. If I was running the Lexington, I'd run the Talent Killer. That's going to give you an additional 70% critical hit damage. Remember, we have the 3-piece strikers with the NINJABIKE, so we unlock the 4-piece, and then we have the unit alloys, 2-piece, and that's going to unlock the 3-piece. And it's honestly crazy to say that I have a NINJABIKE messenger bag on this channel because the NINJABIKE just hasn't been as strong as some of the other pieces in the game. But the fact that you have a really strong brand set, a 3-piece brand set, and then you can pair it up with a 4-piece striker, it definitely works really good with this. And being able to have that extra rate of fire, the 20% assault rifle damage, and then even have that 50% magazine capacity, allowing you to use guns with smaller capacities, something like the Strega, which only has 40 rounds. Now it has 60. This has actually been something I've been really enjoying. Now the season is still very young and we just have day 1 in the books. So hopefully we continue to mess around with builds and drop new builds for you. But a lot of people had saw this build on my stream. We've been streaming Twitch drops over on twitch.tv/NothingButSkillz. These are the drops that you guys can earn right here. And if you guys want to earn them, head over there. But this is the build, guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to see more builds, if you guys enjoy the content, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. But until then, hey, Nothing But Skills is out.